Welcome back. You may have seen some of my other videos about the YASM process model. That model is available for several platforms, and today I want to show you specifically what it looks like on ARIS, a tool for business process management that is especially popular with larger organizations. What you get from us is a real native ARIS database with the YASM processes as an ADB backup file, and once you have restored it to your ARIS, it's just like any other content that you have created yourself. So you can modify and adapt these processes as necessary. What you get from us is a zip archive that includes, apart from various documents, an ARIS backup file and an ARIS filter, specifically created for the YASM model. These two files can be loaded into your ARIS Cloud or your local ARIS server. To install the YASM process map in your ARIS Cloud, open the administration area and, on top of the list of databases, click on Restore. Then select the ADB file from your delivery archive. You can change the name of the database or leave it as it is. Now we click on Restore to start the restoration process. This usually takes a couple of seconds, and when the operation is finished, we find the YASM process map as a new database in the list of databases. To explore the YASM database, we switch to Models and Objects in ARIS Cloud and open the database. In the main group, we find several folders, or groups as they are called in ARIS, with the various models and objects included in the YASM database. The Process folder contains the process models, and a good starting point for exploring the content is the top-level diagram with an overview of the YASM service management processes. At the top we have the service lifecycle processes, and at the bottom we find the supporting service management processes. In this ARIS model of type process landscape, like in most others, we use two types of symbols. The green function symbols represent processes, and the purple cluster symbols represent data or information. With the data objects we describe information flows between the processes, such as this one. From service design, we get a draft service definition as an output, which is a key input for the next process in the service lifecycle where we build new or changed services. I hope you will agree that, with these information flows, it's easy to see how the processes are supposed to play together. For each process, a click on the assignment icon opens the next level of detail. So to find out what's happening inside service design, we click on the link to open the assigned diagram with more details about service design. This diagram shows, at the left, the inputs provided from other processes, and at the right the outputs from service design going to subsequent processes. In the middle of the diagram we find an overview of the sub-processes inside of service design, again with information flows. This diagram tells us that, as part of service design, we first need to define the service properties, then design the required infrastructure and outline the implementation approach. For each of these sub-processes we can go down once more to the lowest level of detail. If we click on the assignment symbol, we find that the process has several assigned diagrams. The first one is a process landscape model with a complete list of all inputs required by the process and all outputs produced. The other assigned diagram is a BPMN process with activities. So here at this level of detail, we get to see in detail what activities need to be performed by whom in the process. Since the YASM process map always includes the English and German versions of all diagrams and objects, you can easily switch between languages anytime. This will display the diagram in the other language. But we stay with English because I also wanted to show you that you can modify and adapt these processes. For example, you can add additional tasks to the process if needed. There are no limits. You can change anything in here as if it were a database that you have created on your own. Now let's close a few of those browser tabs and go back to an overview diagram. If we select a process in here and open the Details pane, we get to see more information about the process object. For example, in the Properties tab we have the attributes of the process, such as the name and the process objectives. In the Occurrences tab we find out where, in which models, the process occurs. And under Relationships we find the complete list of relationships for the process, such as inputs and outputs. If we go back to the Properties tab again and scroll down a little, we get to see the RACI relationships for the process. In this case, the Service Design Manager is the process owner, and several other roles need to perform activities in the process. These RACI relationships can be used to build a responsibility or RACI matrix. Probably you are familiar with such matrices. Ours shows the YASM roles in the row at the top, and down at the left we have the complete list of YASM processes. And for each YASM process, the RACI matrix shows what roles are involved. This matrix will update automatically as you modify the RACI relationships between the process and role objects. This was only a quick overview of our YASM process map for ERIS. If you would like to explore these processes on your own, please get in touch so we can provide you with a sample database that you can load into your ERIS. You can also check out the YASM website and the YASM wiki for more information about the YASM processes and our process templates.